Welcome, dear listeners. In a quiet corner of rural Maine, a simple backyard project turned into an extraordinary discovery, a hidden tunnel leading to a forgotten world. Buried beneath layers of earth and mystery, this secret had remained untouched for decades. What could have driven someone to create such a concealed space, and what stories lie within its walls? Join us as we step into the shadows of history and uncover the secrets of a life lived in both fear and fascination. Let's begin. While digging up his backyard to plant a new garden, Jasper, an amateur historian from rural Maine, hit something much harder than a rock. It was a metal ring attached to a wooden trapdoor, camouflaged by layers of soil and grass, leading to a tunnel that looked untouched by time. With his pulse drumming in his ears, he descended the creaking ladder, flashlight in hand, bracing for the unknown. But before we start, smash the like button, make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss any new stories. Jasper's legs were shaking as he slowly made his way down the dark tunnel. He was still so surprised that he had not known about this before. He had lived in this house and owned this property for the best part of 15 years. This tunnel had to be closed off for at least that amount of time, and possibly even longer. From the signs on the trapdoor and the layout of the tunnel itself, Jasper guessed that this was a nuclear fallout bunker of some sort. But then it made even less sense why he did not know about it. Something like this was a feature of a house and could have definitely increased the asking price. Maybe the person who sold him this house also had no idea about this tunnel's existence, or maybe there was something completely different going on altogether. As you might expect from a nuclear bunker of some sort, the entrance door was heavily fortified. Even though there was a thick hatch on the surface, this door was actually locked. It quickly became clear to Jasper that he was not going to be able to get inside that easily. While trying to figure out how to get past the metal obstacle, he suddenly heard his name being called from the surface. Even though the voice sounded concerned, Jasper recognized it immediately. His wife, Monica, had apparently come home from work early that day and stumbled upon the strange sight in the garden. Jasper quickly ran up to greet Monica and explain everything to her. She was stunned by the discovery as well. She had just expected to come home to a garden in the works, not a secret tunnel deep into the earth. But she could not help but be a bit curious as to what could be down there. So she decided to do some research while Jasper was going to do everything in his power to break down the door at the end of the tunnel. Monica started to dig through all the old documentation she had of the house. She had saved everything and had it stored in the attic. It quickly became clear to her that the supposed nuclear bunker was mentioned nowhere. Whoever had made this bunker had managed to do it in complete secret, maybe because that person did not want to deal with the paperwork, as getting a permit for something like this was pretty easy. Underground, Jasper was starting to realize more and more that he was not getting through this door without very specialized tools, which he did not have, or the key. But Jasper did find something that was going to help him. He had been hacking away at the door, trying to find a weak point. But under the layer, he found a small brand name on the door. It was a name he did not recognize. When he got to the surface and Googled the name, he found out it belonged to an old private construction company that had gone out of business almost 10 years ago. There was still some contact information, though. Jasper called the number and found out it was no longer in use. Luckily, the tape that played gave another number if anyone still had questions regarding that company. When he called that, he finally got somebody on the line. Jasper heard the voice of what he thought was probably a confused old man. Jasper hesitated about how he wanted to start this conversation. He did not want to reveal too much about the bunker itself, but wanted to know what the company's involvement could be and if there was any way he could get a key from them. He started off by asking the man if he had the right person on the line regarding the company. After a short pause, the old man confirmed this. His name was Jonathan, and he used to be the CEO of the company until it went belly up. The man was very open about the company and their practices. They specialized in doing projects for people who did not want the world to know about what they were up to, which came at a premium cost. Jasper and Monica, armed with a sense of adventure and curiosity, embarked on a mission to unearth the history of their home. Poring over dusty records and faded documents, they combed through property deeds, old maps, and forgotten papers. Their diligent search soon bore fruit. They uncovered a fascinating revelation. Decades ago, their quaint abode was once owned by a reclusive millionaire known in the area for his elusive nature. This individual had left behind a legacy shrouded in mystery. As they delved deeper, they learned more about the millionaire's eccentric and secretive lifestyle. He was a man of peculiar habits and an air of mystery. Neighbors from that era remembered him as a reclusive figure, rarely seen but often speculated about. In a dusty corner of the attic, amidst the relics of the past, they found an old photograph. It showed the millionaire standing next to a mysterious figure obscured by shadows. This photograph wasn't just a frozen moment in time, it was a clue, potentially a key to understanding the deeper story behind the bunker. As they pondered over this new discovery, their musings were interrupted by an unexpected knock on the door. It was Jonathan, the former CEO of the construction company that built the bunker. He had come, drawn by the whispers of the past, ready to shed light on the secrets beneath their feet. Jonathan, with a weathered face that spoke of years of experience, began to recount tales of the company's past. They were specialists in discrete projects, serving clients who valued privacy above all else. His stories painted a picture of a business that thrived on secrecy, catering to the unique demands of a select few. Jonathan's revelations went deeper. He suggested that some of their projects were for high-profile individuals, those who had much to keep out of the public eye. His words were careful, but the implications were clear. The bunker could be one of these secret projects, commissioned by someone with both the resources and the need for such secrecy. As Jonathan spoke, it became apparent to Jasper and Monica that this bunker was more than just a forgotten structure. Jonathan, drawing from his past experiences, suggested it could be a personal sanctuary filled with memorabilia and items of deep sentimental value. As the day of discovery approached, final preparations were made. The group gathered the necessary tools and equipment, meticulously planning each step of their exploration. Before them lay a tunnel into history. The air was stale but charged with the essence of times gone by. Stepping inside, they were not just entering a physical space, but a portal into a forgotten past, a narrative long untold. As they ventured further, the trio discovered that the bunker held more than just survival gear. It was a repository of personal belongings, each item telling its own story. Old books, clothing, and even photographs were scattered around, creating a vivid picture of life within these walls. Every corner of the bunker was like a page from a history book. The items preserved inside painted a rich picture of a different era. Handwritten notes, family photographs, and even children's toys were interspersed among the supplies. These items provided a glimpse into the emotional world of the person who once sought refuge here, turning the cold bunker into a space of warmth and memory. As they delved deeper, Jasper, Monica, and Jonathan began to piece together the life of the person who once called this bunker home. The assortment of items suggested a life lived in both comfort and caution. Each artifact, from the luxurious to the practical, told a story of a life that was complex, rich, and full of contradictions. Their exploration led to a previously unseen section of the bunker. Hidden behind a nondescript wall was another room, one that held the secrets of the bunker's deeper purpose. This hidden section revealed the true extent of the preparations for doomsday scenarios. Neatly arranged were supplies and valuables that spoke of immense foresight and perhaps paranoia. Shelves lined with canned goods, water filters, and medical supplies, alongside gold bars and currency from various countries, painted a picture of meticulous planning for an uncertain future. The extent of the preparations laid bare the millionaire's fears and paranoia. It was clear that this was a man who, despite his wealth, lived in constant fear of a world he viewed as unpredictable and threatening. Amongst the practical items, the group stumbled upon a treasure trove. Rare artifacts, antique jewelry, and personal treasures lay hidden away. These valuables, some possibly of significant historical and monetary value, were stashed alongside everyday items, suggesting a blend of a collector's passion with a prepper's pragmatism. As they explored the depths of the bunker, the group reflected on the millionaire's life and his reasons for such elaborate secrecy. It was evident that this reclusive figure had crafted a world of his own beneath the surface. The bunker was more than a hideaway. It was a realm where he could live unfettered by the outside world, surrounded by the things he cherished and the memories he wished to preserve. In the quiet of the bunker, amidst the remnants of a bygone era, Jasper, Monica, and Jonathan began to piece together the enigmatic life of the millionaire. Through letters, diaries, and personal effects, they gained insight into his motivations and personality. He was not just a name or a face from a photograph. He was a person with dreams, fears, and complexities, whose life story was slowly unfolding before them. As they sifted through the personal artifacts, a poignant story emerged. The millionaire had turned reclusive after a deep personal loss, the departure of his wife. This event seemed to be the turning point in his life, leading him down a path of isolation and fear. His retreat into the bunker was not just a physical withdrawal from the world, but also an emotional one, as he sought to protect himself from further heartache. It appeared that every object had a story, a reason for its presence. This subterranean existence was not a sudden impulse, but a deliberate choice, reflecting his desire to control his environment and shield himself from the unpredictability of the outside world. As they continued their exploration, Jasper, Monica, and Jonathan gained a deeper understanding of the recluse's life and choices. They realized that his actions were driven not just by fear, but also by a desire to preserve what he held dear in a world he no longer trusted. The discovery of the bunker and its contents plunged Jasper and Monica into a complex moral dilemma. They grappled with questions of ownership, responsibility, and respect for the past. The ethical implications of their discovery were overwhelming. They found themselves at a crossroads, having to decide how to honor the legacy of the bunker's former inhabitant, while also considering their rights and responsibilities as the current property owners. They had to navigate property laws, inheritance rights, and possibly claims from distant relatives of the millionaire. As they deliberated on the future of the bunker and its contents, Jasper and Monica weighed their options. They discussed how to manage and preserve the bunker, considering its historical significance and the personal story it held. Ultimately, Jasper and Monica made a decision. They chose a path that honored the history of the bunker and its previous owner, while also respecting their own rights and the legal framework. Their journey through the labyrinth of the past had led them to a deeper understanding of themselves and the complexities of human life. They moved forward with a renewed sense of purpose, ready to embrace whatever the future held.